Manchester United have received a massive boost in their pursuit of Matthijs de Ligt. Celtic set to battle with arch enemies Rangers for the signing of Hannibal Mejbri, and a big update on Leny Yoro's injury. These are some of the topics we will be discussing on this afternoon's show. But before we get into that, please do me one small favour. Smash a like on today's video. Let's try and see 1,000 likes on this episode. And if this is your first time watching, please do subscribe to the channel. I'm live every single day at 8:30, 1:30 and 6. If you want to keep up to date with all of your latest Man United transfer news and talk, this is the best way to do it. Make sure you get involved. Right, let's start the show off by talking about Hannibal then. So this story broke in the last half an hour or so that apparently Celtic are set to submit an official bid for Hannibal Mejbri. Now you're probably all thinking, I thought he was going to Rangers, because that's what we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks, that apparently Rangers were in advanced talks with Manchester United over a deal for Hannibal. Really, really strange that Celtic have now come to the table. But to be honest with you, I think at the age of 21, he's got 1 year left of his contract. He doesn't have a future at Manchester United. It's a bit of a shame, but it's just how it is in football, isn't it? Not everybody makes it at the big clubs. And obviously Celtic is a big club anyway. But apparently Man United are asking for around 10 million euros for him, which would be the same amount of money that we paid Monaco for him 5 years ago. So we wouldn't actually make any profit there, but at least we'd get our money back, which I think is a positive. Obviously, he was out on loan at Sevilla last year. Don't think that really worked out very well, to be honest. And then the year before that, he was on loan at Birmingham, which I think was okay, but not anything, groundbreaking. So Hannibal Mejbri, we have got a bidding war between Rangers and Celtic. 10 million euros is expected to be the asking price, which is about £7 or £8 million, something around that kind of figure, which should allow us to then go and reinvest that money, whether that's to go and do this Manuel Ugarte loan with the obligation to buy, whether that's to go and buy Amrabat, who is also available for 10 million, or maybe Manchester United think, let's go for Fofana, who's available for about 35. So it will be very, very helpful to get that 10 million in the bank, and it will probably go quite a long way in this window, because the thing you have to remember is a lot of our transfers at the moment are being spread across like 4 or 5 years. So if we had 10 million in the bank, that could probably be a £50 million player if you spread the deal across a 5-year contract, like we did with Leny Yoro and like we did with Joshua Zirkzee. So although 10 million doesn't sound very much and you're probably not getting that excited about it, if you actually look at it in a deal perspective, it should allow us to do some other business. So that's positive. And obviously, I wish Hannibal all the best. He obviously doesn't have a future at the club, but yeah, it is what it is. But let's move on from that and jump on over to Matthijs de Ligt. And the question I've got for you today is this: who should Manchester United sign as the new centre-back? I think we can all agree that we desperately need another centre-back. Obviously, Leny Yoro we'll talk about in a minute. But as it stands at the moment, our only centre-backs are Martinez, Johnny Evans, and Harry Maguire. That's all we have. Luke Shaw can play at left-sided centre-back, but I mean, there's question marks whether he's even going to be available for this season if he's injured all the time. So the news this afternoon coming out from Florian Plettenberg, who is, of course, the Sky Sports Germany journalist. He is a very, very good Bundesliga journalist, tier 1 source for Bayern Munich specifically. And he is reporting that apparently Matthijs de Ligt will not be part of Bayern Munich's pre-season tour. So the pre-season tour apparently sets off today I think it's to Japan, and he's not in the squad. Now, what do we make of this? Obviously, we've taken people like Hannibal, Wan-Bissaka, McTominay on our pre-season tour, and all of those players are supposedly up for sale. No player at Manchester United was left behind on the pre-season tour, but Matthijs de Ligt has been left, and he will not be travelling to Japan for I think it's like a week or 2 weeks worth of games that they're playing. I think this is probably the biggest clue that this deal is going to happen imminently, because why would they not take him otherwise? There's no reason. He's not injured. Obviously, he was at the Euros with the Netherlands. He's fit. He's available. He's obviously being paid by Bayern Munich. Why would they not take him? So obviously this has now caused a lot of speculation amongst the fan base saying that obviously the deal is now going to happen. Why is he not gone? Blah, blah, blah. And I would agree with that. There'd be no reason to not bring him unless that he was up for sale. And we know he's up for sale. So Matthijs de Ligt to Manchester United, I expect to happen imminently. Obviously, with the Leny Yoro injury, we desperately need another signing in that position. I think at the beginning of the window, we needed 3 centre-backs, right? We've signed 1 who's now injured. So technically, we probably still need 3 more centre-backs, because otherwise our options will be Lindelof, Maguire, Johnny Evans and Martinez. Which, apart from Martinez, I would say Lindelof, Maguire and Johnny Evans are probably centre-backs who would play in the bottom half of the Premier League. Genuinely. That's not even being dramatic. I mean, Everton finished, what, 15th last season, and they've got Branthwaite, who's better than any of those people I just listed. So we're in big trouble if we don't get a deal over the line for a centre-back very, very quickly. And the reality will be Maguire and Martinez, or Maguire and Johnny Evans will be our centre-backs, which is absolutely horrifying. Obviously, Martinez is an unbelievable player, but to allow Erik ten Hag to play the style of football that he needs to do, you need two ball-playing centre-backs. And at the moment, we only have Martinez, obviously Leny Yoro being injured. So, I think that they're going to definitely escalate the deal here for Matthijs de Ligt. And obviously the fact that he's not gone on the pre-season tour, I think, is probably the biggest giveaway that we've had so far. So that's really, really positive. I'm really happy about that. Hopefully we just get the here we go like today or tomorrow. Hopefully he's available for the Community Shield, which is a week on Saturday, I believe, because that has to be the expectation. The pre-season tour for Bayern Munich goes on until the 13th of August, which is literally like 2 weeks away. Yeah, 2 weeks away. So it makes sense. If he went on that pre-season tour, he wouldn't be back until after the Community Shield. And our first Premier League game would be 3 days after he got back from the pre-season tour. So it makes complete sense. And I imagine he will be announced as a Man United signing very, very soon. Obviously, the finances of it, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I think this is probably the biggest indicator that he's going to become a Man United signing that we've had so far this season. But yeah, let me know in the comment section. Are you happy with de Ligt? Is there somebody else that you wanted? Let me know your thoughts below. But moving on from that, I want to jump on over to Leny Yoro. So we've had a report come out in the last half an hour from a pretty reliable journalist who reports he only really talks about like injuries and stuff around the Manchester United squad. He doesn't do like football. He doesn't do like transfer stuff. It's more on the squad, on who's going to start games and things like that, right? And apparently he's got inside information at the club. And he is reporting that the information regarding Leny Yoro is that apparently he will be out for around 3 to 6 weeks. I don't think that's that bad, to be honest. I mean, 6 weeks is obviously not great, but 3 weeks would only mean that he misses the Community Shield game and the Fulham game. So he'd only miss 2 games, and one of those is a friendly, effectively, the Community Shield. So let's just hope and pray that it is this 3 weeks, and if it's 6, that's going to be a little bit more disappointing. He'd probably miss the first 4 or 5 Premier League games if it was 6 weeks, and obviously you never know. It might be 6 weeks plus, then he might have to sit on the bench and slowly be brought back in, you know? So yeah, let's hope that it's 3. There was some people this morning saying that he's going to be out for the whole season. It's going to be 8 months, which I think was maybe a little bit of scaremongering. So I think 3 to 6 is more realistic. So that's really, really positive. I'm really happy about that. And he has also confirmed that Rasmus Højlund is back in training, and it was just a minor injury, like a tiny little thing, and that he had to come off for. So precautionary, and that Rasmus should be available for the game against Real Betis, which is, I believe, tomorrow morning, like Thursday morning at like 6 in the morning or something. So yeah, I'm relatively happy with that. Obviously, you don't want any of our players to be injured, but it could be a lot worse than 3 to 6 weeks. So that's a relative positive. And let's just hope and pray that it is 3 weeks and not 6 or longer. But I'm going to wrap the video up there. It's just a short video to bring you guys the lunchtime roundup of the news. Please make sure to smash a like on the video before you go. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. This has been Daily Red Devil. I'll be back at 6 p.m. for a longer live show. Have a great day, everybody, and speak to you all later. Bye for now.